You're listening to Melissa Gorga on Display with me, Melissa Gorga, on Podcast One.
Nothing is more powerful than the connection between a storyteller and their audience. Over 100 million Americans listen to podcasts every month, forming lasting connections with their favorite creators. And 56% of those listeners have purchased a product after hearing about it on a podcast. But there's an art to building meaningful relationships between consumers, hosts, and brands. Ad Results Media has it down to a science. Ad Results Media specializes in helping breakthrough brands join the conversation at scale. With over 20 years of expertise, Ad Results Media amplifies brand stories across thousands of shows, publishers, and emerging platforms. They're a data-driven matchmaker, strategically pairing world-changing brands with engaged audiences to create the sound of success. For an experienced partner to help your brand find the right audience, achieve long-term growth, and improve advertising ROI, look no further. Be part of the story. Learn more at adresultsmedia.com/story. That's adresultsmedia.com/story.
Power Penny days are back, just in time for spring at JCPenney. Stock up on wardrobe staples to home essentials, like tees for the family, select styles starting at $7. Soak up the savings with $5 Home Expressions quick dry bath towels in an array of colors. Or use your coupon to save an extra 25% store-wide. Incredible prices, spectacular savings. Hurry, ends Sunday. JCPenney. Offers and coupon valid 3/24 to 3/27. Some exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details. Power Penny deals excluded from coupon.
Holiday. Come on. Celebrate. Holiday.
Holiday.
I just want to make a music video now. All right, everyone. I am really, really excited about this one. I have the infamous blogger, podcast host, also on Podcast One. He's a media personality. He's pretty much the one guy in Hollywood that knows a little something about everyone in Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Perez Hilton.
Hello.
Hi. I'm actually so excited to talk to you.
I know. I don't think we've ever met before. Have we?
Well, I do remember meeting you. It was literally 11. It had to be 11 years ago because I had just gotten onto the Real Housewives of New Jersey and there was an event somewhere. And I want to say it was like upstate New York.
Oh, yes. With Christina Milian.
Yes. It was me, you, and Christina. Yes.
Oh my God.
Wait, do you remember that?
Yes. It was like some wine or some alcoholic beverage. Yes. Okay.
Yes, and that was the first time I had ever met you. And let me just tell you, I was scared to meet you when I first met you because, you know, when you used to do all those slash lines all over everything and like, here's Melissa, the sister-in-law's here, and the whole saga of like the Real Housewives of New Jersey, how it used to be, you know, how the craziness that was.
Yeah. Well, I've had 3 children since then, so I've got dad brain. Okay. That's my excuse for everything.
I love it. Wait, are we getting a softer Perez now or what's happening to you?
I'm not calculated like that. You're getting who I am today, you know?
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm thankful that I've decided that I'm just going to be me and not hide behind this character and not do what people expect of me. Just do whatever I want. You know, like, for example, we won't get into politics, but I can. But I talk about that on my social media, on my website, and people will say, you're the gossip guy. I don't want to be hearing that from you. And I'm like, well, this is what I'm interested in as well as that. So I'm going to share what I think is important and whatever I want to talk about.
Yeah, no, I agree. We want to hear your opinion. I personally want to hear your opinion on everything. I always did, by the way. I was always a fan. You. I always read what you had to say. I wasn't always happy what you wrote. A lot of times I was, but I remember like, oh, what's Perez going to say about this episode? Like you were like I went to you for everything and I still want to hear what you have to say all the time. Just FYI.
I recently, like a week ago, actually, I had a little moment with one of your co-stars.
Who? Oh, I know. I was supposed to be in that movie as well.
Oh, what happened?
Yes. So she had asked me, Justina asked me.
Timing didn't work out?
I couldn't do it. The date didn't work for me. She had asked me to come and do it with Drita. Actually, she was going to have Drita and I do it. And I wasn't
I did
able
this
to do it.
Christmas movie that Justina Valentine from Wild and Out put together, and she wrote it, and it was very inspiring to me. I'm like, what a boss move. She wrote
Such a boss move.
She used her own money to do this Christmas movie to fund it, and Teresa is one of the many people that have cameos in it. And I mean, I don't have anything negative to say. You know, she was very just like there. That's not an insult. Like,
no, but not being social. She wasn't having a social moment.
No, and I guess I wasn't either. But I didn't.
Was Teresa rude to you, Perez? Was she
no, she wasn't rude at all.
Okay.
But I'm kind of like, you know, I like to be easy, and I don't want people like questioning my motives. Like, oh, is he like being fake nice, or is he like trying to get information?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I didn't feel like there was an open door to like welcome me in to have conversation with her, but she was lovely and professional, and and I had nothing negative to say about her.
All right, good. Yeah, well, I was supposed to be there that day as well, but actually, I wasn't able to.
One thing that did, you know, you've been doing this now, you mentioned 11 years, and I've been doing this now 18 years.
Wow.
But the thing that I really, the best thing for me that I took away from my interaction with Teresa was she was telling somebody that weekend she was going somewhere for her daughter's dance tournament.
Yeah, it's Atlantic City.
Yeah. And I'm like, I love that. You know, she's not too big or a star and won't go to her, support her daughter and is taking her daughter to do that. I'm like, at the end of the day, really, that's what matters most is family.
Right. Well, the truth is we are really still, all of us, very involved, and the whole cast, not just Teresa and I, in our kids' lives, with our families. I mean, I would say the Jersey cast honestly keeps it the most down to earth and level-headed, and we stick with the fam the most. I'm not judging the other cast. I don't know.
Who are you talking about?
We have the little kids. No, we have the little kids.
Who does not do that? Beverly Hills?
No, I just know my personal experience with our girls. Honestly, like, we are very family oriented. We really are. All of us. We all spend so much time with our kids. So, but that's good. I'm glad you guys had a little run in. I'm sorry I missed you that day. That would have been fun. That movie, by the way, looks like it's going to be so cute, right?
Yeah,
an Italian little Christmas movie.
Yeah. I would love to do more acting. It's actually what I went to school for 20 plus years ago. I went to NYU and I studied drama, and I always feel like I'm going back to my roots whenever I get to do anything in film and television. So
you didn't do a cameo? You acted? You didn't do a cameo, or were you acting?
I played myself. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
You were yourself.
Cameo.
Got it.
But
all right. So
it's still acting, you know?
Yeah, you're still like, you're in a movie. It's still a movie.
You have to remember your dialogue. And in my case, I did a stunt that did not go well, and I seriously injured myself.
No, you did not.
Yeah, I can show you.
Oh my God, show me.
It's still really bad.
Oh my God. For everyone who cannot see this right now, he has a massive bruise that's the size of a cantaloupe.
Yeah.
On the side of your butt.
It's big old bruise. And I hurt my wrist too. We were doing this scene.
How did you do that? That is huge. It's huge.
We're filming a Christmas movie, and we're decorating the house, Justina and I, and there's a box of Christmas decorations. And in my first take, I almost trip over the box of Christmas decorations, and I didn't, but they thought it was really funny. They're like, oh my God, that's so funny. Keep that. So I go to do it the second time, and
you got hurt.
And I actually tripped for real because I'm a method actor.
Oh my God. That is huge. I don't know. The listeners at home cannot see that, but it's a massive
say it's bigger than a cantaloupe.
No, it is. It's a small watermelon.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. That stings. You have to just ice that. Not enough arnica in this world for that one.
I have been taking arnica, but yeah.
Jeez.
But I was so grateful for that experience. 18 years later, I'm just so thankful to still be able to work, and provide for my family. And do it in a way that I enjoy, not having to, get an office job that I would not like or whatever it might be,
Well, going back to your roots, tell me a little bit for the people who want to know, how did you even get started in this? Because now you were a younger guy at the time, right? And you knew shit about people. You just knew shit. You were interested. You were researching. Who used to give you all these stories? Like where do these stories even come from? And how do you start in a job like you had? That blog was huge. Come on, massive.
I mean, when I started in 2004, there really wasn't any social media then. So I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was a less crowded space. So if you're screaming really loud in a tiny movie theater,
they're going to hear you.
You're going to get a lot of attention. So I came on the scene because I discovered blogging, and it was pre-social media, and I just was curious. I had no business plan, no ideas. There was no blueprint. Nobody had done it before me. Like I was the first influencer. Perez Hilton.
I'm going to agree with you on that. Like, I really am. Like how do you even differentiate yourself from like TMZ? Because
they're owned by a large corporation and have millions upon millions of dollars to pay for staff and pay for information and all of those things.
This was just you.
Yeah, I don't try to compete. I mean, I have a little staff now that helps me, like, because I'm just one person and I can only do so much every day.
Right.
But yeah, it was just a natural curiosity. And that's just one of the things that I tell my kids, whatever it is in life, the most important things are that you work really hard at it and hopefully you enjoy it, because if you enjoy it, then that hard work won't seem like me. It'll still be hard work, but you'll be more motivated to do it because you enjoy it. Like the more things change, there's one constant, right? There's so many platforms now, and people may be able to accidentally luck their way into virality and get overnight success. And the Andy Warhol 15 minutes of fame has gotten even shorter. It's now 15 seconds of fame.
It is. But
while you might be able to luck your way into success, you will not sustain success without an incredible work ethic. And a lot of these influencers now that get success at a really young age, they don't have that work ethic yet. And when you're hot, I'm not hot anymore. I'm objective. I was hot. Hey, I was an it girl. And I'm so thankful for that period in my life, but I'm also still working and I'm an icon. Perez is forever.
I love you. I can't, but facts are facts. You did create this. You did step out into the game when no one really knew what it was. You were the one taking shots at celebrities, and not even, you were just saying things that maybe they didn't want people to know that you were finding out. And, you were ready to like hurt people's feelings or just basically, you weren't worried about what people think. You created this platform that everybody went to. And, I remember being scared to see what you were going to say. Honestly, coming from the celeb point of view right now, I remember being nervous, like, oh my God, what's he going to say about this episode? He better not say I was wrong. Like, he better say I was right, because that influences all of these people who are reading it. It really pisses me off, So it's huge. Like, when did you realize that you first had this fascination with Hollywood? Like, when did that happen for you?
It's been a forever thing, but it saved my life. And it also became a crutch after my dad died. My dad died when I was really young. I was just 15 years old. And my mother is another generation and Latina. And maybe there's some similarities with the Italian American community, but Latinos do not believe in therapy. Because my mother is from Cuba, was raised there until she was 15, and then went to Miami, which is basically just little Cuba, she didn't put me and my sister in therapy. And television and celebrities and Hollywood and pop culture saved me. It became my escape. Like I almost didn't heal and didn't process the trauma that just happened. I mean, if you're going to go even a little bit deeper, my dad died 7 days after my grandfather, who lived with me. So he was like a second dad. So like,
right.
It was
rough time.
It was devastating. But then it was a crutch, because then it like, you know, television and having that be my friend, you know, like my social skills weren't as good as they would have been if I was hanging out with other people my age or more interested in doing sports or things other than just a zombie sitting in front of the television. But ever since then, you know, like my original interest in celebrities became just all encompassing, and it served me because, you know, it helped my natural curiosity to explore that world when I decided to start blogging. Because what was different about what I did was back in 2004 or 2003, if people did have blogs, it was pretty much just like an online journal, a diary. Like, oh, I went on a date with so-and-so and it was an awful date.
It was like MySpace, right? It was like MySpace.
Yeah. And I didn't want to do an online diary. I'm like, I'm boring. Like, I want to talk about crazy celebrities.
You do it so well. I mean, and I'm still reading some of the things and catching up on some of the things that you're talking about now as well. I've always been a big fan of planning ahead, scheduling trips months in advance, plotting out my next career move, figuring out what I'm doing for dinner as I'm still eating breakfast. But I never thought much about planning for kids. What if I told you you can get important fertility insight without going to the doctor or even leaving home? That's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label, and you'll get your personalized results in 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, and other important fertility factors. You can also talk one-on-one with a fertility nurse to review your results and options for next steps. If you want kids today, or even maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can help you make the decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/display. That means your fertility test will cost $139 instead of hundreds or thousands it can cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/display. modernfertility.com/display. Let's talk health for a minute, because there's nothing more important than taking care of yourself. If you're not feeling your best, you can't be your best. Sambucol helps you feel your best by supporting your immune system with premium black elderberry. Sambucol is the original black elderberry brand, so you know you're getting immune support you can trust. They have these gummies that you can take every morning to make sure you can keep doing what you need to do. These gummies taste so good, guys. They're so easy to incorporate into your daily wellness routine. And because they taste so good, a lot of people take them as a morning treat with their coffee so they can just get their day started off right. Sambucol has a ton of other formats to choose from, including syrups, drink powders, tablets, capsules, and more. They even have products for kids and babies too. You can help support your entire family's immune system with Sambucol. Use code Melissa and get 15% off your order of $9.99 or more at sambucolusa.com. That's SAMBUCOLUSA.com. Code Melissa to get 15% off your order of $9.99 or more. I know you have always been very into the Kardashians. You're awesome at giving us the rundown and all of your opinions and all of your thoughts on that. Talk to me a little bit about like Kim and Pete and Kanye. I know you're writing about it right now, but tell me what you're writing. What are your thoughts on this?
Sure. I mean, I've known Kim and Kanye a very long time, and I have compassion for Kanye because he's been struggling with mental health issues, and he's had a real rough time ever since his mother died. You know, he really was a changed person after that. But, you know, like you mentioned, you're a mother, I'm a father, and their kids, you know, especially the oldest, North, is 8 years, almost 9. She's right around my son's age, and she's very media savvy, that Northwest.
She is.
And she has
Which, if you're Kim Kardashian's daughter, I mean, you're going to be very media savvy, right? I mean, who, if anyone's gonna.
Yeah, and she's got cousins that are older, and I do believe they go to a normal school in person. So they have friends that they might hear things from their parents talking about them. And I feel like, I'm not saying Kanye is a bad father, but he's doing things that
he's going to regret.
He's not putting his children's best interest front and center, I think. You know, the way he's behaving towards the mother of his children and towards her new boyfriend. You know, I get it. Kanye still wants to be with Kim, but she does not want to be with him. And that's
I know.
That's the biggest
it's sad.
problem.
It's sad too, though. It's sad. Listen, it's always sad to even see a family break apart, but when it's done, it's done. And then I feel like there's a way to do it amicably. There's a way to do it, right? And he's just, I don't know. He's making it rough. He's making it so hard. It's like straining, and he keeps giving us so much information that we wouldn't even know if he would just sit down for a minute, you know?
And part of me thinks it isn't even about Kim. It's just that Kanye loves being in control, and he cannot control her and control this situation. So that's triggered him, and he's acting out, lashing out, hurting her, hurting Pete Davidson, and doing things that he really shouldn't be.
Do you think he's doing any of this for publicity? Like,
there is definitely a part of that, for sure. He's become a Kardashian.
He's learned from the best.
And by contrast, though, Kim has been, what I would say, is very classy with her handling of the divorce and all the private matters. You know, she's very clever about walking that fine line between being a reality star, and that's her job, but then not giving away too much, because she's been doing this long enough that I feel like us, the public, her audience, have given her grace. Like, okay, you're not going to give us everything, but you still give us enough, and you still give us a lot. So I understand the reasons why you're not going to go into, like, you know, she could very easily do what he's doing. And like Kanye's put up screen grabs of their private text messages. Kim, I'm sure, could do that and expose Kanye, and she hasn't and wouldn't. Yeah. And it sucks too, because, like, listen, the only people that really know the reality of any situation are the ones living it. But I know not just Kim and Kanye, I know the entire family. And that family has really been there for that man. And he's not just hurting Kim, he's hurting the family too. And they've been there for him in such a major way over and over and over again.
I agree. And I do think she's handling it very classy. I mean, you don't see 1,000 pictures out there of her tongue down Pete's throat, or you really don't. She's not one, right? I don't even think we've seen them kiss yet.
No.
I mean, the most we have.
Hands. Yeah.
Right.
But that's
it. That's all we got is them holding hands so far. So I agree. I think she's doing it exactly right, exactly the way she should be. And having young children, and I'm sure you know this as well, it's hard to keep them off social media because their friends are on it. My son, he's 11. He'll create a TikTok out of nowhere, walk through the house. He breaks a water balloon. He sticks it down his throat. I'm like, what is this? You just posted on TikTok. Like, you know, obviously we can, you know, there's rules, right? And I'm sure you can feel the same. And I don't know how you feel about kids in social media. My kids all have it. They all do it. They're not crazy into it. Obviously my daughter's 16. So, you know, she does her thing on Instagram, but the boys are a little bit younger. And they don't even want everyone out in the world watching. They're more private. They keep everything on their private with their friends and stuff, but it's hard. I mean, especially when you're in this world and North is in Hollywood. Yeah. How do you keep her off TikTok with little Penelope? They want to make cute TikToks all day long. That's what they want to do. You know?
Well, for me, it's really simple. Let's do it on my account. you don't need an account.
Oh, is that how you do it? I'm curious.
Yeah, like I share my family, my life, my reality on social media, and my son is 9 years old. But for me, I'm crazy. Like
because you know what can happen. You know all the back roads.
I don't think I'm gonna let my kid have a phone until like maybe junior year of high school.
Oh my God. Well, Pink is saying this. I know, that Pink is saying her 10-year-old is not having a cell phone and how 10 years old, right? No cell phone yet. I mean, you're saying junior year. That would be Antonia right now. I don't, how do you, so here's my thing.
Here's how I like people might hate me for what I do professionally, but I'm the best father that I know how to be. And that's the most important thing in life for me. So like one of the things I'm not going to do, and if you do or other people do, that's fine for you, but I'm not going to let my kids have sleepovers at their friend's house.
I love you. You're like an old school Italian. I love it. You're like a little old school Italian.
We're not a sleepover family. Kids are not sleeping over my house. You're not sleeping over at their house either. Unless it's my sister. Then yeah, you can sleep over at my sister's house. That's fine. Other than that.
You are so funny. Do you know, I started off this way with my children when they were younger. I was like, never can anyone sleep over. I used to say they're allowed to sleep here. You're not allowed to sleep there. And I was so strict, and so was Joe. And then as we had another kid and as the next one came, and by the time now we're just like, oh, where are you going? Wait, let me call the parent. It's like, well, you know what? You didn't grow up with a father. So it's so important to you to have that, like, the authority and be the best father that you can be. I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like just wanting to give that guidance that you didn't have.
If my kids are not going to be within my eyesight, then they need a phone. But, like they're not going to be, or if they're going on a school trip or something like that. I mean, maybe 10th grade. And then if I do let them in 10th grade, I'm going to be that a-hole who buys their kids a flip phone with no internet access just to be able to call me.
Okay. Obviously your kids do not play sports then. Does anyone play sports yet?
They play sports, but not team sports.
Okay, so, because mine, like, but they need to get picked up early. They're staying late. They're playing on the field for an extra hour. How would I know these things? They have to call me to say to me, practice got extended. Ma, don't pick me up. Or they'll call me after school. Can I go to so-and-so's house? Is it okay if so-and-so's mom takes me home? I need a cell phone in their lives.
My kids' school, they're at a school that goes through 6th grade. They don't do any team sports at their school. So all of the sports that my kids do, I have to pay extra and sign them up for outside of school.
Got it.
But they have like scheduled times.
I get it. Listen, whatever works for you. I respect it. I respect what works for you. I want to see though, I'm going to check in with you in a couple of years. I want to see if you're still on to junior, sophomore year. I want to see if that's how that's going to go.
This might surprise people. I'll share some other things that might surprise people. I'm a super fun dad, but I really do believe in structure and discipline. So like during the week when my kids have school, I am hard about bedtime. So all of my kids go to sleep at 7:30 p.m. sharp so that they're very well rested for the next day. I'm also old school. Like I do not let my daughters wear bikinis. That's, me. Only one pieces in our house.
I cannot get over how strict. No one in the world would think you are this strict dad. Like you're worse than Joe Gorga. Oh my God.
I'm very liberal, but I'm also like very conservative at the same time. I'm right in the middle.
That is hysterical. I have to be honest. That is one thing about you that is surprising me right now. I would never think you'd be such a strict, but why? Is there something you're scared of? So if your daughter's you just don't want her to come off that way. What is it that you don't trust the two-piece or that you're so strict?
I just you
don't trust other people?
Not even that. It's just like, I want to keep my girls young, like girls, and they dress like age appropriately. Not that bikinis for little girls are inappropriate. Like I also just like everything that I do, I'm thinking about the future. Right. And like, I don't know, like when they're in their 20s, I don't want that. Like, if they dress like hoochies or whatever, then fine. But at least it's like they decided to go that route on their own, and it wasn't because dad like let them wear Daisy Duke shorts when they were 9 years old and little bikinis or whatever it is. You know?
No, I got it. You just want to be thorough with it.
Ladies.
I understand.
I want my daughters to be proper, to be classy ladies, and to
I got it. We all want to raise little ladies.
Yeah,
I got
want them
it.
to be like, you know, Anna Wintour's daughter, or Anna Wintour, or like a real estate mogul or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, you should know. You'll see. It might be. How old are your daughters right now?
6 and 4.
Okay. So I'm going to let you have that control right now. Talk to me when these little girls turn like 11, 12, and 13. There is something, Perez, which you should know. It's called self-expression. They're going to want to wear those little shirts that you're like, why is your stomach out? And because you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to come back and say, Melissa Gorga was so right. Like, my daughters are driving me crazy.
Self-expression, but no negotiating. No
negotiating. Okay. Talk to me when they get a little older. I want to see. Have you heard of the Lady Bag? These babes believe everyone deserves luxury. They sell pre-loved, authentic Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Fendi, estate diamond jewelry, and more up to 90% off retail prices. The Lady Bag is a female-owned and operated business. The mother-daughter duo at the Lady Bag want to help you to treat yourself to something special without compromising quality or breaking the bank. Shopping at the Lady Bag is more than a transaction. It's personal. The friendly team is transparent and honest while focusing on you and your luxury wants. At the Lady Bag, every item is guaranteed 100% authentic. Each item goes through a thorough process before it's placed on the website. Detailed photos and images help you to make an informed and comfortable decision. New arrivals are listed daily on their website, and rare items in new and great condition are their specialty. Guys, I just received mine, and they were the cutest, authentic Chanel earrings. I absolutely loved them. The make, the size, the authenticity, everything. They're truly so, so cute. I can see myself using them for years to come. Shop online at theladybag.com with code Melissa for 20% off all items. Did you know that an estimated 5 billion plastic hand soap and cleaning bottles are thrown away each year? And if that's not bad enough, each bottle can be made of more than 90% water. That's a lose-lose situation for the planet. Sometimes in order to go green, you have to get blue. Blueland, that is. Blueland was founded on the belief that cleaner planet starts by eliminating plastic waste while creating powerful, effective cleaners for your entire home. Blueland's idea is simple and beautiful. You buy the bottle once, you refill it forever, no more plastic waste. The only thing you need to discard is that outdated idea that eco-friendly products are more expensive and less effective. From their best-selling Clean Essentials Kit to their hand soap duo and plastic-free laundry and dishwasher tablets, Blueland has something for every inch of your home. Try Blueland today. You'll love it, and the planet will thank you. Right now, you can get 20% off your first order when you go to blueland.com/Melissa. That's 20% off of any Blueland product at blueland.com/Melissa. Blueland.com/Melissa. Speaking of classy ladies, okay, I also want to know, give me a little bit of are you watching any Housewives right now? And if you are, I need your scoop on it.
This might surprise you, but I only watch clips of everything because I don't have time for TV.
I hear you. Same most of the time. I
watch clips of everything. And actually, I want to give a shout out to Candy from the Housewives of Atlanta, because she just launched a new show on Bravo. I think it's called Candy and the Gang or something like that.
Yep.
It's I watched the trailer. It just premiered, and the trailer, I like to be honest, it's a total ripoff of Vanderpump Rules, but it looks like it's better. It's a ripoff of Vanderpump Rules, and they do it better. So if you guys watching or listening now like reality TV, which I'm sure you guys do, right, I would say check out that show, because to me it seems like it has a lot of promise.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I did hear that it's kind of like a Vanderpump Rules Candy style.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Well, that's exciting. Okay. So
And
nothing else. There's no other housewives that
I love when there's real drama, right? Like there's TV drama and then there's real drama. And like in Salt Lake, there's been some real drama going on there.
heavy drama.
And in Beverly Hills with Erica, there's been some real drama. Although that drama's kind of been quieter recently. But there's a lot of drama over in Salt Lake with that Jen Shah. And then that other one that got fired recently. Like, although
crazy.
Crazy. When Housewives, this is the podcast, we can curse.
Yes.
When Housewives fuck up,
right,
I believe that they should be reprimanded in whatever way Bravo deems necessary in the moment. I'm not a fan of Bravo 2 years later then reprimanding somebody over shit they did 2 years ago or 10 years ago or however long it is. Like you were aware of that when it first happened and you did nothing. So I don't know. Is it just me?
No, that's actually a very valid point. I'm going to say that's a very valid point because that's true. A lot of times it takes a couple years and then they're like out the door or something. And it's odd. You're right.
Like
You're absolutely right about
that person did it. Why didn't you do something at that time?
You know what? That is very true. And I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason. The Bravo gods are probably listening. So I'm sure there's reasons, deep down inside. But you're absolutely, I think that's valid.
Bravo that maybe somehow Perez can end up on their network. That's one thing that
I would watch you all day long. I would watch you. I really would. I think you're so interesting. I agree with that. Are you married? Are you married?
No,
you're not married.
It's very hard to date when you're Perez Hilton.
Yeah, I can imagine that because everybody knows you. So that's
not
rough,
even
right?
that. It's like I'm incredibly hated, but even more so amongst gay men. I'm despised amongst most gay men. Maybe there's some. There's so many reasons. Like,
give me one. Just give me one main one. Do you think it is?
I mean, one of them is. I'll give you all of them. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to hide anything. One. I
want your top 2 reasons why you think you're hated.
I'll give you my top 3 real quick.
Perfect.
One in the past. Well, 4, 5.
Ooh, give it to me, baby.
One, in the past, I used to do things awfully. And I changed and I regret my past actions and behavior. But there's also, in a parallel line to that, a lot of snobbery amongst some gay men that they'd look down upon what I do. And there's also a lot of internalized homophobia amongst some gay men. Even me, I have internalized homophobia. Some gay men think that I'm too gay, or like, if I make a silly dancing video, they're like, "Oh, what an F word," or So there's all that. I also got into fights with some of their favorite divas in the past, and then they're gonna pick the.
And then they're mad at you because if you rip their girl.
In the past, yes, I used to out gay men, which I don't do anymore, and they're upset at me over that. So the list goes on and on and on.
Perez, be a nice boy.
Well, I used to. I don't do that anymore. But
okay, all right, good.
But I understand. It's right. Like everybody has baggage. My baggage is just very public and heavy. And when you meet somebody and you're not a public figure, you can get to know them for who they are without seeing their baggage right in front of them. Unfortunately, my baggage is there for everybody that I meet to see first, or like a quick internet search.
Right. So it takes a special person, which it's really any of the celebs in the world that are dating right now can feel your pain with that. It takes a special person to not be able to read everything and judge you on whatever the internet says. To just have a nice day with you, have a nice date with you instead of read everything about you. Right. That's the thing.
It takes like a very strong person, because I also know is that their friends and family will talk shit about me to them. Like, you're going on a date, you're dating, what? Ew, no, don't do that. Like, so it's like from every angle. So I'm happy, I'm very single, and I do believe that love is out there for me.
You'll find it.
Yeah, I just don't want to do online dating. which is unfortunately how most gay men meet.
I say no. And you and I are right around the same age. And I think that's, if I were single tomorrow, I would be like, out to dinner or having a drink at a bar or doing something. I need to see the attraction through my eyes. And like, I need that. I don't think I could pick you through the internet. I don't think that would be for me.
Well, and also I would make time for a great man because that is an important thing that I want in my life. It's a priority, I will make it a priority. It's not a priority now because it's not happening. But doing online dating, that's a full-time job.
Oh yeah. That is like a whole nother, we have to check our inboxes enough. Could you imagine adding dating to it? My head would be in my phone all day. And so would yours.
But like today was my first day in the gym in 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Well, the pandemic, I didn't feel safe or comfortable going back to the gym because my mother lives with me. Not because of me or even my children. Like I am fine. I'm vaccinated. I'm boosted. I'm healthy. I'm youngish. I'm more concerned for my mother who's high risk and older and lives with me. But now, cases are way down and we have to go back to normal. And I want to go back to normal. So I got back in the gym and like, maybe I'll meet somebody at the gym. You never know.
That would be awesome. That would be the best way. You'll be feeling good. You'll be healthy. See, that's awesome. Good. Well, let me just tell you something. When you start back at the gym, like you did today, it gives you something for you. I'm such a big, I believe in going to the gym, not even just for body changing, just for your mind. Give yourself that 45 minutes to an hour so that it's all about you. You're working on you. Everyone always asks me. It's so important. You're going to see once you start doing it, you're not going to want to stop. It's just going to feel so good. And then your body changes.
I used to go to the gym before the pandemic every single day. And then 2020 happened and I gained 32 pounds in 3 months.
Wow. I know. I mean, everyone, it's not just you. Everyone has
32 pounds in 3 months.
All right. We're going to the gym now. That's it.
Then I started to do online work and trying to figure it out, but there's nothing quite like being in the gym and using the equipment because the online workouts were these body weight only, no equipment, and it's not the same.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to send you some Melissa Gorga fitness accessories because I have all workout stuff from home. So I will be sending you a nice little care package.
Oh, I'll send you some of my CBD gummies then. We'll do a trade.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Okay. We'll trade it out. Relationships take work, especially the most important one that you can have in your life, your relationship with yourself. A lot of us drop anything to help someone we care about. We'll go out of our way to treat other people, but how often do we give ourselves the same treatment? If you're like me, you're always running around taking care of others. But trust me, taking care of yourself is just as important. So this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you that you matter just as much as everyone else does. And therapy is a great way to make sure you show up for yourself. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Melissa Gorga On Display listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Gorga. That's BetterHelp.com/Gorga.
Hey there, it's Perez Hilton. You might know me from many ways, many things, but I am most proud of being the host of the PHP, the best podcast in the world to get your celebrity news and gossip. If you're not already listening to my show, then this week is definitely your time to start. I'm talking to former beauty queen, Miss California herself, and somebody that I have quite the past with, Carrie Prejean. She was competing in the Miss Miss USA contest when I asked her that infamous question about same-sex marriage, and we have a lot of catching up to do. Maybe I apologize, or she forgives me, or who knows how it's gonna go. Listen and subscribe to my podcast, The PHP, with me, Perez Hilton, and Chris Booker every week, with new episodes and juicy news every Monday, available on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, listen, I am going to do, and first of all, I wish you best of luck in the dating world. Definitely. Okay. You're going to find a nice, fit, healthy person in the gym world, but we're going to do this little segment before I let you go. Okay. I do it at the end of all of my episodes. It's called Grilled with Gorga. Okay. I'm going to grill you real quick. It's rapid fire questions. Okay. So you just answer me as quick as you can. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. First celebrity crush.
Marky Mark Wahlberg.
Ooh, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Okay.
Those Calvin Klein ads. Ooh.
Die with his abs and all. I know. Okay. Favorite 80s song.
Holiday by Madonna.
Holiday. Okay. Speaking to a controversial person like yourself, what's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret was how I talked about people. I could have still had an opinion like I do now that is contrarian, that is critical, but you can express it in a way that's not purposefully cruel. And that's what I used to do in the past. And I definitely regret that.
Wow. That is actually really sweet to hear. You really done a 180 over here. No, for real. That is very sweet. But see, that's with growth, right? I'm just stopping my rapid fire for 1 second because that touched me first. No, that's growth in a human. Like people do grow, and that's actually very sweet. Oh, I love to hear that. Okay. I'm getting back to it. You threw me off for a second with that sweet answer. Best decision you've ever made.
I would say obviously having my children, but even before then, in 2007, when things started to really explode for me and it became almost unmanageable and I needed help, I decided, well, let's make it a family business and let me help my mom and my sister. So I moved them from Miami to Los Angeles and they started to work for me. And I had not lived with my family in a long time or even in the same city with them in a long time because I went to college in New York City. So when we were all reunited, I'm like, I really forgot how much I missed this or how important it is. So just putting my family back together, I would say is the best thing I ever did.
Perfect. I love that too. Okay. What's your pet peeve?
People, even more so than people that are late. Although that's number two. People that are always late is number two, but people that do not respond to text messages.
Me too. Makes me crazy. It's the worst. Fair. Yeah. Okay. Your worst date. What's your worst date you've ever been on?
Easy. My worst date that I've ever been on was with this guy that I thought, wow, it's going so well. I think we had like 6 dates or 7 dates. And at the beginning of date number 6 or 7, at the very beginning of our date, which was a 2-parter, we were doing dinner. And then after dinner, we were going to a comedy show. He said, at the beginning of the date, I have to remind you that I don't think this is going to work out. I think we should just be friends.
The second you start the date?
Yes!
Well, then what's the point of the date?
Exactly. I'm glad this happened in my mid-30s because me in my 20s would have been like, why? I thought everything was going so well. I was like, I just sat there and I was like, okay, cool.
See you later. Whatever.
Yeah. Like that's something you do at the end of a date or text me the day after,
That is so odd. That's one way to put like a record scratcher right at the beginning of the date. Like, all right, this is going to suck.
It did. Although I did get to go see Joan Rivers after. So
I love Joan Rivers. All right. Tell me about what was your first concert?
My first concert was 1984. So it was Gloria Estefan, but it was still called the Miami Sound Machine.
Yes, the Miami Sound Machine. Awesome. Okay, tell me something about you that would surprise us.
Well, I feel like I did that already.
You did. Lot. I feel like I know so much about you right now.
You can go, but I'm also a CEO. You all can go to mytrue10.com to get the best CBD gummies. That's mytrue10.com.
Got it. Way to hit the plug, baby. I got you. Okay. Your favorite late night snack? Like when you're watching TV, what's in your hands?
I'm real bored. Like, even though my working out and fitness hasn't been prior to getting back in the gym the best, I'm really good about being able to eat healthily. So my last meal, I'm also like boring. Like I eat almost the same thing every day. So
really?
my late night snack is one of those individual like mini fat-free Greek yogurts.
Really? That's the snack?
Yeah.
That's the healthiest one I've gotten yet. Okay, good. What was your first job?
My first job was young. I was 15 years old. I had a summer job. Was I 15 or 16? I was 16. 15 maybe. I remember I was really young. You were able to work in Florida starting at 15. So I got an office job for the summer working at HRS, the Florida Department of Health and Rehabilitative Services.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very important.
I have no idea. It's like a social services. Like people would go there and get assistance or whatever it might be. I have no idea how I got that job, but that's what it was.
All right. What's your favorite TV show to binge watch? What are you watching right now?
What did I just watch recently? I watched just basically, honestly, just kids stuff with my kids. So whatever they're watching, to be honest.
The cartoons, whatever cartoons are on.
They've like kind of upgraded. So lately we've been watching a lot of That Girl Lele. You know her?
Oh, yes. Okay, cute.
We've been watching that a lot.
All right, good. This is what Perez Hilton is watching, ladies and gentlemen. This is hysterical. Okay, and I always end with, how do you treat yourself? So if the day is about you and this is all about you, what do you do to treat yourself that day?
Sleep.
Okay, that's fair. A nice little nap.
I mean, if I'm really going to treat myself, if it's like a birthday, the things that make me the happiest are live experiences. So going to a concert or going to see a musical, maybe a massage. I love that.
I like it.
I live a normal life. I live a frugal life as well. I do not like to spend a lot of money on things, especially myself. I'd rather spend my money on my kids and my mom because, I learned from my mistakes in the past. In my 20s, I filed for bankruptcy, and I do not want to do that again.
Oh, I did not know. That is something I did not know about you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have a mantra, right? Which I think is important to repeat over and over again because people live by repetition. Growing up, we were around the same age, you said. We grew up hearing this one mantra: live within your means. Live within your means. No, do not live within your means. Live below your means.
Really? That's interesting. No, that's true. And save money is what you're saying.
Save. Yes, you can afford.
You sound like Joe Gorga right now. That's what you sound like. That's
you can
so
afford
funny.
That fancy car.
But don't do it.
Exactly. Live below your means. It's
Joe used to always say, when you see someone in a fancy car, I'll just know, they got a big payment. That's what they have. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it's so funny that you speak like that. But anyway, Perez, this has been so fun having you. Really, the best of luck with everything. I hope you keep continuing to grow. Take care of those beautiful babies. And then hopefully I see you again in person soon somewhere.
I know. I'll manifest a trip to the East Coast again soon.
Yes. Come to New York.
All right.
Thank you. You've been great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nothing is more powerful than the connection between a storyteller and their audience. Over 100 million Americans listen to podcasts every month, forming lasting connections with their favorite creators. And 56% of those listeners have